Welcome to a deep dive into AI search. All that buzz about ChatGPT, how it's shaking things up. Well, we've got reports, surveys, traffic data, the works, from sources like Semrush and Statista.
Really dives deep.
It does. And you need to really understand what's going on. It's moving fast, believe me.
I bet.
ChatGPT, for instance, 1 million users in just 5 days.
Wow. See, that's what I mean. Things are changing, like overnight.
That's how quickly things are changing. So
ChatGPT, it's it's basically a super smart chatbot, right?
Right.
Challenging how we think about searching online.
Okay.
It built on these things called large language models.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine kind of like teaching a kid to speak,
Uh-huh.
but instead of, bedtime stories and all that, it's fed mountains and mountains of data.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that lets it understand and respond to questions in a way that, well, it almost feels human.
Okay, so we've got this chatbot. Suddenly everyone's using it for answers. What's the
Okay.
big deal? Just another Google competitor? Or is there more to it?
It's not just competing. It's a whole shift in how search works.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of typing keywords, sifting through pages and pages of links,
Right.
you have a conversation with ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
Ask complex questions, get detailed explanations. It can even generate creative content for you.
I've played with it a bit, ChatGPT. It is impressive. But can it really replace the whole search engine? I mean, there's a ton of info out there that's not in chatbot format.
That's true. That's true. It's not about replacing traditional search entirely. It's more like adding another tool, a powerful one, to what you've already got.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Google, that's your map, helps you navigate the information world. ChatGPT, that's your guide, answers your questions, gives you insights along the way.
I like that. That's a good analogy.
Right.
So it's not either. It's more about choosing the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
But ChatGPT's impact. Everyone was saying Google was doomed. Is that really true?
Well, places like Google, Bing, they saw traffic dips, yeah. But it's not like the end for them. What's interesting is the whole AI search market itself, it's booming. ChatGPT kind of lit a fire, I guess,
Okay.
under everyone, made a wave of innovation happen.
So rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly. And the numbers prove it. Millions using AI as their main search tool already, and that's going to just explode in the next few years, they're saying.
Wow.
We're seeing a huge surge in AI-related domains, new search engines popping up everywhere, and even the big players like Microsoft, they're doubling down on AI integration, like Bing Chat, for example.
It's almost like we're seeing the birth of a new internet, like one that's powered by AI.
It's a pivotal moment, that's for sure, in how we access and interact with information. And speaking of interacting, ChatGPT's user base is fascinating. It's not just the techie people, early adopters or whatever. It's across all these different demographics, professions, you name it.
I was surprised. Over 70% are young men, 25 to 34. That's a pretty specific group. Why is that?
Well, think about who's most comfy with tech. Who embraces the new stuff fastest? That generation, they grew up with the internet, they're digital natives, basically. It makes sense they'd gravitate towards AI solutions, right?
Makes sense. But I also read that women aged 18 to 24 are actually more likely to use ChatGPT than men in that same age group.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting?
What's going on there?
Shows you AI is becoming less of a boys' club and more just like a normal tool for everyone. And who knows, maybe this younger generation of women, they'll be the ones leading the AI revolution down the line.
I'm all for that. It's not just demographics, though, is it? We're seeing ChatGPT being used in professional settings, academic settings.
Oh, absolutely. A huge chunk of those users have completed, compulsory education. So that
Yeah.
suggests a big student base using it for studying, right?
Yeah.
And the professional uses are just skyrocketing. People are using it for, you name it, writing code, summarizing research, crafting marketing stuff, even writing emails. It's incredible.
It's like having a super efficient virtual assistant that never sleeps.
Right.
So how are people actually using ChatGPT for search? Is it just random trivia, or is there something more to it?
Oh, way more than trivia. You know those 4 categories of search: informational, navigational, commercial, and transactional? Well, 64% of ChatGPT queries are informational.
Wow.
People are using it to learn, explore new topics, get answers to their questions. It's amazing.
So it's like a digital encyclopedia, but one you can have a conversation with.
That's a perfect way to put it. But here's a twist. The highest average monthly search volume is actually for navigational queries, the ones where people are trying to find specific websites.
Oh,
So
interesting.
they're using ChatGPT to guide them through the digital maze, find exactly what they're looking for.
So it's not just about getting answers. It's about finding your way around this vast online world.
Exactly.
But it's not just for students and the curious folks, right?
Yeah.
Businesses are catching on too.
Big time. Over 68% of businesses are reporting positive return on investment using AI for things like content marketing, SEO, you name it. They're coming up with creative ideas, writing website copy, even using it to develop their marketing strategies. It's wild.
Wait, businesses are letting AI write their marketing stuff? That's impressive and a little unsettling at the same time.
It is a powerful tool, that's for sure. And it goes beyond just writing, too. They're using it to expand text they already have, paraphrase things, even analyze data to spot trends and opportunities. It's like having an extra set of brains on the marketing team.
Okay, so we've got this crazy, powerful AI shaking up the search world. Everyone's using it. Is ChatGPT the be-all, end-all of search, though? Is this the end of Google as we know it?
Well, it's had a huge impact, no doubt, but it hasn't completely replaced those traditional search engines. And there are some valid concerns about it, accuracy, misinformation, the potential for it to create problematic content. These are all things we need to think about.
Right, because at the end of the day, people need to be able to trust the information they're getting, especially when it's coming from an AI.
Absolutely. Building trust in those AI-generated results, that's key for it to really take off. It's a delicate balance, fostering innovation, but also making sure it's accountable. We can't just let AI run wild.
So what's next? Just the tip of the iceberg, or have we seen the peak of AI search?
Oh, we've only just begun to scratch the surface of what AI search can do. Remember those declining traffic numbers we talked about for the traditional search engines?
Yeah.
Well, there's more to the story.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
What we're seeing is a massive shift in user behavior. People are migrating towards these AI-powered platforms. ChatGPT's success, it's like a rising tide lifting all those AI boats. Millions are turning to AI as their main search tool, and that number, it's only going up.
So it's not just about ChatGPT versus Google anymore. It's AI search as a whole becoming the new normal.
You got it. And it's moving fast. Look at SearchGPT, for example, OpenAI's own dedicated search engine.
Oh, right.
It's blowing up, integrating seamlessly with ChatGPT to create this, one-stop shop for all your AI search needs.
It's all happening so quickly. So we've got this crazy, rapidly changing AI search world fueled by what users want and all these innovations. But there's one thing we haven't fully talked about. Trust.
You're absolutely right. As AI gets more and more embedded in how we search, trust becomes even more important.
Because asking ChatGPT for a funny poem, that's one thing. But relying on it for, say, medical advice or financial guidance,
Oh, yeah.
that's a whole other ballgame.
Exactly. Users need to feel confident that what they're getting is accurate, unbiased, and safe. And that raises a big question. How do we build that trust?
Yeah, it's not like there's a trustworthy AI sticker we can just slap on these platforms.
Definitely not. It needs a multifaceted approach. For one, more transparency. Users got to understand how these systems work, where their info comes from, how bias is addressed, all that.
Right, because if it feels like a magic box spitting out answers, people are going to be skeptical.
Exactly. And another key thing, human oversight. We need ways to bring human expertise into the loop, whether it's fact-checking, content moderation, or even just providing alternative viewpoints.
So it's not about replacing humans entirely. It's about finding that sweet spot where human intelligence and AI work together. It's like having a really smart but maybe naive assistant. You value their skills, but you also know they need guidance to make sure their work is, accurate and responsible.
Perfect analogy. And in the end, the success of AI search hinges on this careful dance between pushing the boundaries of what's possible and protecting against those unintended consequences.
Okay, so transparency, human oversight, and a healthy dose of caution. But is that enough to win over the skeptics? Are people ready to embrace this AI-powered future?
Well, that's where things get really interesting, the surveys. It's a mixed bag, really. Some excitement, some curiosity, but also a good amount of skepticism, even fear sometimes.
Makes sense. It's like any new tech takes time for people to, figure out the good and the bad.
Exactly. It's a learning curve.
So what are the biggest worries about AI search? What are people actually saying?
One of the biggest hurdles is the perception of its accuracy. Remember, these systems are still relatively new. They're constantly learning and evolving.
Right. It's not like they've got AI figured out perfectly just yet.
Right.
There are bound to be, like, hiccups along the way, times when the results aren't quite right, or even misleading.
Exactly. And those instances, even if they're small, can make people hesitant to, really embrace AI-powered search.
It's a catch-22 then, isn't it? The more people use these systems, the more data they have to learn from and the better they get.
Right.
But if people are too skeptical to use them in the first place, how do they reach that point of accuracy and reliability?
That's the million-dollar question. And it's something that, the developers, the researchers, they're working on it constantly, refining those algorithms, improving the data sets, implementing safeguards to, try to ensure the accuracy and reliability of those AI-generated results.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But at least there's, like, a real effort to address these concerns.
Oh, absolutely.
What about misinformation? That seems to be a big worry for a lot of people.
For sure. The potential for AI to, create and spread misinformation, that's a valid concern.
Right.
These systems are trained on mountains of data, and not all of it's accurate or trustworthy.
It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
If you feed an AI a bunch of fake news and conspiracy theories, it's not going to magically turn them into, like, factual insights.
Exactly. That's why content moderation is so crucial. Platforms need to have really robust systems in place to filter out harmful content, misleading content, to make sure users are getting accurate information.
It's like a constant game of whack-a-mole, trying to stay one step ahead of all the bad actors out there, trying to exploit the system.
It's a challenge, no doubt. And it needs a multi-pronged approach, technological solutions, human oversight, even user education.
Right, because in the end, users need to be smart enough to evaluate the info they find online, whether it's from a human or an AI.
Exactly. We need to encourage digital literacy, where people understand the potential pitfalls of online information and have the tools to, separate fact from fiction.
So it's not just about building a better AI, it's also about empowering users to be more savvy about the information they consume.
Exactly.
But let's be real, a lot of this stuff feels kind of abstract. Can you give me some concrete examples of how AI search is actually impacting people's lives already?
Sure, yeah. Sometimes it helps to see those practical applications. Let's take something relatable: online shopping. Say you're looking for a new pair of running shoes.
Okay, I'm with you.
In the past, you had gone to a search engine, typed in running shoes, and then you're scrolling through pages and pages of results. But with AI search, that experience is becoming much more personalized, more intuitive.
So instead of me having to filter through all those generic results, the AI kind of anticipates what I need and shows me what I'm most likely to be interested in.
Exactly. The AI can look at your past purchases, your browsing history, even your social media activity to create this unique profile of your preferences. It takes into account things like your foot type, your running style, your budget, all to recommend shoes that are, perfect for you.
That's pretty amazing. It's like having a personal shopper, but one that knows your taste better than you do.
Exactly. And this isn't just for online shopping either. Think about travel planning. Instead of spending hours and hours researching destinations, flights, hotels, you can just tell an AI travel assistant what you want: your budget, travel dates, the kinds of things you like to do, and it'll generate a customized itinerary for you.
Wow, that would save me so much time and stress. It's like having a personal travel agent in your pocket.
Exactly. And these are just a couple of examples. AI is being integrated into everything: entertainment, social media, healthcare, education.
It's both exciting and a little overwhelming, to be honest. It feels like we're standing at the edge of a new era, but we're not quite sure what the future holds.
That's the beauty and the challenge of AI, I think. It has the potential to, really transform our lives for the better, but it requires us to be thoughtful, informed, engaged in how it develops and how it's deployed.
Well said. Now, we talked earlier about some of the concerns around AI search, accuracy, misinformation, bias. Are there concrete steps being taken to address these issues?
Absolutely. One of the most promising developments is the rise of human verification.
So instead of just blindly trusting the algorithms, we're bringing humans back into the loop to provide an extra layer of, validation.
Exactly. It's like a safety net, a reassurance that someone's double-checking the AI's work. Users are much more likely to trust those AI-generated results if they know a human expert has, looked them over.
So again, it's not about replacing humans completely. It's about finding a way for AI and human intelligence to work together, like complementing each other's strengths.
Exactly. And this human verification can take many forms. It could involve, fact-checking AI-generated content, providing alternative perspectives, flagging potentially problematic results for further review.
So it's about creating this system where AI and human intelligence work hand in hand. It's like, having a brilliant but slightly naive assistant. You value their skills and efficiency, but you also know they need some guidance to make sure their work is accurate and, responsible.
A great analogy. And this collaborative approach, it's not just crucial for building trust, it's essential for the ethical and responsible development of AI.
Because ultimately, we don't want to create this world where AI becomes this unaccountable black box, right? Making decisions that impact our lives without any human oversight.
Exactly. We need to maintain a sense of agency to ensure that, humans remain in the driver's seat, guiding the development and deployment of AI in a way that aligns with, well, our values, our aspirations.
Okay, so we've got transparency, human oversight, and this growing trend of human verification. Is that enough, though, to ensure that AI search is used responsibly?
Well, there's one more crucial element we haven't really touched on: regulation.
Ah, yes, the dreaded R word. Seems like every time technology leaps forward, regulation's right there on its heels, trying to rein things in.
It's understandable, though, isn't it? New technologies often come with unforeseen consequences. Regulation helps to, mitigate those risks, protects the public.
Right, because as much as we love innovation, we don't want it to come at the expense of our privacy, our security, or even our basic rights.
Exactly. And with AI, regulation is especially important because of its potential impact on our lives. I mean, we're talking about systems that can process massive amounts of data, make predictions about our behavior, even influence our decisions.
Right, it's a lot of power concentrated in the hands of a few tech giants.
Exactly. And that's why we need those regulations to ensure that that power is being used responsibly, ethically.
So what kind of regulations are we talking about here?
It's still early days,
Yeah.
and the landscape is changing rapidly. But some of the key areas of focus include data privacy, algorithmic transparency, and accountability for AI-generated content.
So basically making sure that AI respects our privacy, doesn't discriminate unfairly, and doesn't become a tool for, spreading misinformation or propaganda.
You got it. And while some might see regulation as like a hindrance to innovation, it can actually act as a catalyst for progress.
How so?
Clear, consistent regulations, they level the playing field for businesses, they encourage healthy competition, and they can incentivize the development of ethical, trustworthy AI systems.
So it's not about stifling innovation. It's about channeling it in a direction that benefits everyone.
Exactly. The goal of AI regulation is to make sure that AI is used in a way that ultimately benefits humanity.
Okay, so we've got transparency, human oversight, and a healthy dose of regulation. Sounds like building trust in AI search is a team effort involving developers, users, policymakers, and society as a whole.
It is indeed. And as AI continues to evolve this collaborative spirit, it's going to be essential for navigating the complexities and harnessing the potential of this transformative technology.
Speaking of harnessing potential, what's next? Where do we go from here? What are the big trends that are going to shape the future of AI search?
That's a great question. There are some really exciting developments on the horizon. For one, AI is becoming increasingly personalized.
Personalized. So
Yeah.
instead of everyone seeing the same results for a given query, the AI tailors the results to my specific interests and preferences.
Exactly. AI systems are becoming really good at analyzing data, your browsing history, your past searches, your location, even your social media activity. And they use all that to create a unique profile for each individual.
So it's like having a personal shopper, but for information. The AI knows my tastes and picks out a selection of results that it thinks I'll find relevant and engaging.
That's a great way to put it. It's about making search more efficient, more intuitive, getting you the info you need without you having to, slog through tons of irrelevant results.
That sounds amazing. But it raises some privacy concerns, right? If these AI systems know so much about me, what's to stop them from using that info in ways I wouldn't be comfortable with?
You're right. It's a valid concern, and it's something developers and policymakers are, really grappling with. Striking that balance between personalization and privacy, that's going to be crucial for AI search to be successful in the long run.
Right, because it's one thing to have a personalized search experience, but it's another thing to feel like every move you make is being, tracked and analyzed.
Exactly. We need to make sure individuals have control over their data, that they understand how it's being used, and that companies are being transparent about their data collection practices.
So transparency and user control are key. Okay, so we've got personalization and privacy. What other trends are shaping the AI search landscape?
Another really fascinating development is the rise of multimodal search.
Multimodal. Okay, that sounds complicated. What does that even mean?
It basically means going beyond text-based queries. Think about being able to search using images, voice commands, or even like a combination of different input methods.
So like instead of typing in red shoes size 8, I could just snap a picture of my favorite pair and have the AI find similar ones.
Exactly. Or you could use voice commands to ask more complex questions, like, show me recipes that use the ingredients I already have in my fridge.
Wow, that's taking search to a whole new level. It's like AI is becoming more, well, intuitive, more human-like in the way it understands and responds to what we need.
Precisely. Multimodal search is all about breaking down those barriers between humans and machines, creating this more seamless, natural interaction.
And I can see how that would be really helpful for people who have difficulty typing. Maybe they have trouble reading. They could use voice commands or images to search the web.
Exactly. Huge implications for accessibility. It could really open up the digital world for people who might have been excluded in the past.
That's really exciting. It's like AI isn't just changing how we search, it's changing who can search
Yeah.
and what they can access.
Exactly. And as this technology keeps getting better, I think we'll see even more innovative, accessible search experiences, kind of blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds.
I can't wait to see what the future holds. But before we get too carried away with all these possibilities, let's take a moment to be realistic here. I think it's important to remember that AI isn't a magic bullet.
You're absolutely right. It's a powerful tool, but it's just that, a tool. It's up to us humans to use it wisely, ethically, and for the, betterment of society.
So it's not about letting AI dictate our lives. It's about taking control and using it to create a future where, well, everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
Exactly. And that requires us to keep talking, keep collaborating, and keep thinking critically. We need to keep asking those tough questions, addressing those concerns, and making sure AI development aligns with our values, with our aspirations.
Well said. Now, we talked earlier about how ChatGPT really shook things up in the search world. Has its impact started to fade, or is it still a major player?
Oh, ChatGPT is far from fading away. In fact, it's continuing to evolve and expand its reach in really interesting ways.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's ChatGPT up to these days?
Well, for one thing, it's become deeply embedded in the professional world. Remember those traffic patterns? Showing connections between ChatGPT and sites like LinkedIn, GitHub, Microsoft Office?
Yeah, it seemed like professionals were using it for all sorts of, like, work-related tasks.
Exactly. And that trend has only accelerated. ChatGPT is now being used for everything from, writing code and generating marketing copy to summarizing research papers and even composing emails.
Wow, it's like having a super efficient assistant that never sleeps, never asks for a raise.
That's definitely part of the appeal for a lot of businesses. And this integration into the workplace is raising some interesting questions about the future of work itself.
Like, will AI eventually replace human workers altogether?
That's the big question, isn't it? And there's no easy answer. While AI can automate a lot of tasks that used to be done by humans, it's unlikely to completely replace human ingenuity, creativity, and problem solving.
So it's not necessarily this human versus machine scenario. It's more like human-machine collaboration.
Exactly. The most likely scenario is that AI will, augment human capabilities, freeing us to focus on more strategic, creative endeavors.
So finding that right balance. Using AI to streamline routine tasks, but letting human workers focus on the things that require critical thinking, emotional intelligence, complex decision-making.
Precisely. And the shift towards human-machine collaboration has the potential to transform industries, boost productivity, and create new opportunities for, both humans and AI systems.
It's like a new era of teamwork. Humans and AI working together to achieve common goals.
That's a great way to put it. And as this collaboration evolves, it's crucial that we keep addressing those ethical considerations, ensuring AI is used in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Right, because we don't want to create a world where AI makes inequality worse or displaces workers without providing alternative pathways for them.
Exactly. We need to make sure that the benefits of AI are shared widely and that everyone has the opportunity to participate in this new era of technological advancement.
Well said. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the impact of AI search on businesses. We've already touched on how companies are using it for things like content marketing and SEO. But are there other areas where AI is making a difference?
Oh, absolutely. AI is transforming the way businesses operate across a wide range of functions. Customer service, sales, product development, logistics, you name it.
Okay, give me some examples. How are businesses actually using AI to improve their, bottom line?
One area where AI is having a huge impact is customer service. A lot of companies are now using AI-powered chatbots to handle those, routine customer inquiries, which frees up human agents to focus on more complex issues.
So instead of waiting on hold for hours, I can just chat with a bot that can answer my basic questions or, point me in the right direction.
Exactly. And these chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated. They can understand natural language, they can personalize their responses, and they even learn from past interactions.
That's impressive. It seems like AI is taking over that first line of customer support, right? Providing that quick and efficient service while allowing human agents to, like, focus on more specialized tasks.
Precisely. And this shift towards AI-powered customer service, it's not just about efficiency, it's also about enhancing the customer experience.
Really? How so?
Well, for one, chatbots are available 24/7, so customers can get help whenever they need it. No more waiting until business hours.
I've definitely been frustrated by that before. It's so much more convenient to be able to get support whenever you need it.
Exactly. And because they're powered by AI, they can access tons of information and provide those personalized responses that are tailored to each customer's specific needs.
So it's like having a personal concierge for customer service.
A great analogy. And as AI technology keeps evolving, we can expect to see those customer service experiences get even more sophisticated, more personalized.
Okay, so AI is transforming customer service. What about other areas of business?
Another area where AI is making a huge impact is sales and marketing. AI-powered tools can analyze massive amounts of data to identify potential customers, personalize marketing messages, and even predict future buying behavior.
So it's like having a crystal ball that tells you who's most likely to buy your product.
In a sense, yes. AI can analyze things like, past purchase history, browsing behavior, demographics, even social media activity. And all that helps to identify patterns and predict future actions.
That's both impressive and a little creepy. I mean, it's great for businesses, but it also feels like AI is encroaching on our privacy.
That's a valid concern, and it's one that businesses need to address carefully. Transparency and user control, those are essential for building trust and making sure AI is used ethically.
Right, because if people feel like their privacy is being violated, they're not going to want to use those AI-powered tools.
Exactly. So businesses need to be upfront about how they're using AI, give users control over their data, and make sure their practices are, aligned with ethical guidelines.
Okay, so AI is transforming customer service, sales, and marketing. What other areas of business are being impacted?
AI is also making its way into product development and logistics. AI-powered tools can analyze data to identify trends, optimize designs, even predict potential product failures.
So it's like having a super smart design team that can anticipate problems before they even happen.
You could say that. AI can analyze data from past products, customer feedback, even social media trends to spot those potential issues. And then they can optimize designs for, maximum performance and customer satisfaction.
That's incredible. It seems like AI is helping businesses create better products faster and more efficiently.
Exactly. And on the logistics side, AI is being used to optimize delivery routes, manage inventory, even predict those potential supply chain disruptions.
So it's like having a super efficient logistics manager who can anticipate problems and keep things running smoothly.
Precisely. AI is helping businesses streamline their operations, reduce costs, and improve customer satisfaction.
It's amazing how AI is impacting every part of business, from those front lines of customer service to the back end of product development and logistics.
It really is. It shows the power and versatility of this technology. But as with any powerful tool, it's crucial that we use it wisely, ethically, and for the benefit of everyone.
Well said. Now, I'm curious about the impact of AI search on education. We've already talked about how students are using ChatGPT for things like, homework help, but are there other ways that AI is changing the education landscape?
Yeah, absolutely. AI has the potential to, really revolutionize education, from creating those personalized learning experiences to automating things like grading and feedback.
Okay, paint me a picture. What does that future of AI-powered education look like?
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized learning assistant, an AI system that understands their strengths, their weaknesses, even their preferred learning style.
So instead of that one-size-fits-all approach that we see so often in traditional classrooms, AI could actually tailor the curriculum and the pace of learning to each student's needs.
Exactly. AI can analyze student data, track their progress, and adjust that learning path in real time, so each student is being challenged and engaged at their own level.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal tutor for every student, guiding them along their educational journey.
You got it. And AI can also automate things like grading and feedback. So this frees up teachers to focus on those, higher level activities like mentoring, coaching, encouraging creativity.
So it's not about replacing teachers, but about giving them tools to be more effective and impactful in their roles.
Exactly. AI can take care of those routine tasks, which lets teachers focus on the really human elements of education, building relationships, inspiring curiosity, fostering a love of learning.
It's a beautiful vision. But are there potential downsides to this AI-powered education? What about bias? Or, the risk of becoming too reliant on technology?
Those are valid concerns, and they need to be addressed carefully. Remember, AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on. So if that data reflects existing biases in society, the AI will, unfortunately, perpetuate those biases.
So we need to make sure that the AI used in education is trained on data sets that are diverse, inclusive, and, free from harmful biases.
Absolutely. And we also need to find that right balance between technology and human interaction. AI can enhance the learning experience, for sure, but it shouldn't replace the crucial role that teachers play in fostering things like social-emotional development, critical thinking, and collaboration.
Right, because education is about more than just, acquiring knowledge. It's about developing well-rounded individuals who can contribute to society.
Exactly. So as we embrace the potential of AI in education, we need to keep that holistic perspective, making sure technology serves as a tool for empowerment, not a replacement for those essential human connections.
Well said. Now, I'm curious about the impact of AI search on healthcare. It seems like AI has the potential to revolutionize this field, but are there any real-world applications yet?
Absolutely. AI is already making some pretty big strides in healthcare, from helping to diagnose diseases to developing new treatments and even assisting with surgery.
Okay, tell me more. How is AI actually being used to improve healthcare outcomes?
One area where it's having a big impact is in medical imaging. AI-powered tools can analyze scans and images to detect subtle abnormalities that a human eye might miss.
So it's like having a second set of eyes, a super smart radiologist who can spot those early signs of disease.
That's a great way to put it. AI can analyze tons of data and identify patterns that humans might overlook, which can lead to earlier, more accurate diagnoses.
That's incredible. Early detection is so crucial for so many diseases. AI could potentially save so many lives.
Exactly. And it's also being used to develop new treatments and drugs, AI-powered.
And we're back. I don't know about you, but wow, we've covered a lot in this AI search deep dive. It really makes you think, how this tech is changing so fast and touching so many parts of our lives.
It really is mind-boggling when you stop and think about it. Personalized search, multimodal search, AI in business, healthcare. It's a full-blown tech revolution happening right in front of us.
Okay, before we finish up, let's zoom out for a sec. Big picture takeaways, What does all this AI stuff mean for the everyday person, just trying to get by in their digital life?
If you look at everything we've talked about, there's one big theme that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
How we find and use information. That's changing, fundamentally. It's not just about getting faster results or fancier algorithms. It's about, a deeper connection with the digital world, more personalized, more intuitive even.
So it's like AI is this bridge between us, our human minds, and all that data out there.
I like that, the bridge analogy. But like any bridge, it needs a strong foundation, right?
Yeah.
Trust, transparency, thinking carefully about the ethics of it all.
Yeah.
Those are essential if we want this bridge to be safe and helpful for everyone.
Right, because it's easy to get caught up in the shiny new tech. But we can't forget the downsides. Bias, privacy, what it means for jobs. Those are real things we got to deal with.
For sure. And that's where awareness and education come in. The more people understand about AI, the better they can advocate for responsible development. Like anything else, knowledge is power, right?
So it's not about everyone becoming coding experts. It's about being informed citizens, asking questions, not just believing everything we hear, and making sure AI serves us, not the other way around.
That's it. And it's bigger than just individual actions, too. We need good regulations, ethical frameworks in place, and conversations between developers, policymakers, and the public. The tech industry can't and shouldn't figure this out alone.
Feels like we're all making the rules for this new AI world together. And those choices, they matter. They'll echo for a long time.
You're right, the stakes are high. But there's also so much opportunity. Imagine AI breaking down language barriers, making scientific discoveries faster, personalizing education, healthcare access for everyone. It's inspiring when you think about
A
it.
lot to think about for
Yeah.
sure. So much potential for good, but also for things going wrong. Comes back to those choices, like you said, individual and societal.
That's the core of it. We're at a crossroads, and the path we pick will determine what AI becomes.
We've talked about a ton of different aspects of AI search here, but one question keeps coming back to me. How do we trust something that's constantly changing, learning?
That's the question, isn't it? No easy answer. It'll take a lot of effort, I think. Transparency, accountability, and people actually talking to each other. The developers making these systems and the people using them.
So it's not just about the tech itself. It's about relationships, open communication, clear rules for how AI should be built and used.
Exactly. Trust. You got to earn that. And with AI, it's going to take a lot of work from all sides.
This has been a really thought-provoking conversation. I feel like I've learned so much, not just about what AI search can do, but also about the responsibility that comes with it.
It's been a pleasure exploring all this with you. I hope anyone listening feels like, they can keep learning about AI and join in on these important conversations about its future.
And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of AI search. We've covered so much ground, it's hard to keep track. ChatGPT, personalized search, ethical questions, what the future holds. It's a lot.
It's a journey, and we're really just at the beginning. As we go further, staying curious, informed, and involved, those are the most important things.
We hope this deep dive has given you a good starting point for understanding AI search and what it means for our digital lives.
And like always, keep learning, share your thoughts. The future of AI is happening now, and we all have a role to play in shaping it.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring and keep asking those tough questions.